My name is Steve Cady, and I was a news photographer from 1990 to 2007. Um, I started in Madison, Wisconsin, working for the NBC affiliate Channel 15. I moved up to Green Bay to work for Channel 5. I moved from there to Channel 11, worked there for a couple of years, and then I ended up doing about a 7 to 10 year stint at Channel 2, and then I got out. Um, During my time, uh, I covered everything from sports stuff, Green Bay Packers and the Brewers. Uh, I did a lot of politics. I shot a lot in Madison, governors, shot a lot of presidents, did interviews with them, and I also did some out of country work. I was assigned to go to Cuba and do a story on a hospital plane. I was embedded in Iraq during the Iraqi war, and I've had other shoots in Nicaragua and Honduras, usually all aid type missions, stuff like that. So everything was video. I was assigned to with a reporter, and we would sketch out a story ahead of time before we go, or usually it's a series. If the network is going to send you to cover something, they're going to want their money's worth, so you can't just come out with one story. You're going to come out with 7 or 8, usually. So, well, I got to cover a lot of really interesting stuff. I mean, a lot of big trials in the area. I covered a couple of days of the Jeffrey Dahmer trial. I've covered David Spanbauer trial. He was the guy that killed 3 little kids around here. Lots and lots of trials and stuff like that. And there's just been so many stories I couldn't even tell you. You know how many, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Why was the reason you got out of it?
Well, TV is really fun when you're 20-something, and then you decide to get married and you decide to have kids, and then TV doesn't work out so well. The commitment that a person has to make to be a photographer or a journalist is amazing. And there's always a saying in TV that it's an industry that feeds on its young, and that's because only young people would put up with what you have to put up with to work in television. The tipping point for me was when my son was going to graduate from kindergarten, which isn't any big deal. You know, they put on the paper hats and the parents come, but I planned this out 2 weeks ahead of time, and I was done with work. I was off the clock. I was heading back, and somebody tried to beat the train somewhere, and got caught by the train and got killed, crushed the car, and they called me up, and guess what? I didn't get to see my son do his little kindergarten thing. And at that point I thought, what am I doing? This is crazy. And so that combined with, you know, the lack of quality in journalism, it was starting to become a real profit-driven business, as opposed to when I came in. It's always a profit-driven business. You know, they're not putting it on the air for free. Somebody's got to pay for it. But yeah, those two things combined, it was time to look for something else.